Friends, in this session I am going to take up for discussion one important parliamentary committee on which you may expect question only in the prelims. In rare situation you can expect a question in the main exam, but prelims it can be asked anytime. I am going to take up for discussion a brief discussion we will do about Committee on Public Undertakings. I hope all of you are aware that right now in India there are approximately 348 central public sector undertakings, meaning the companies which are owned by Government of India, and what profit they earn is one of the source of income for Government of India. Out of 348 central public sector undertakings, right, 10 of them are termed as Maharatnas. 14 of them are under the category of Navratnas. 73 of them are Mini Ratnas. Right, Mini Ratnas. Okay. So, what I am just trying to say, based on their profit, based on their revenue, assets, okay, they are classified as Maharatna, Navratna, Mini Ratna, about which we will study in detail in Indian economy. Okay. But at this point of time, in polity, only thing, and rest are, rest are loss making also, rest are neither in profit nor in loss. Okay. So, that is what is the status, but I just want you all that you should remember that right now in India 348 central public sector undertakings are there, and lion's share in these central public sector undertaking is of Government of India. I hope you are aware with the fact that one of the severe criticism about the present government that it is going for disinvestment in central public sector undertakings, and even those which are earning high profit, and through that means they want to get some money to bridge the gap which is between the income and expenditure of the government. Deficit financing, one of the mode which this government has opted is disinvestment of central public sector undertakings, and that has triggered an intense debate that whether this is right policy or this is something which is a matter of grave concern. So, that also we will discuss in current affairs and in economics, but at this point of time in discussion, our focus is to study on Committee on Public Undertakings within the parliamentary functioning of India. Now, once you have this awareness, it will be very easy for you to know. This Committee on Public, this Committee on Public Undertakings, in this committee 22 members are there. How many members are there? 22 members are there. And out of 22, again 15 members, they are from Lok Sabha, 7 members in the committee, they are from Rajya Sabha, okay, and chairman of the committee, chairman of this committee is appointed by Speaker, Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay. Member of COM can never be the member in Committee on Public Sector Undertaking, okay, Committee on public sector undertaking. They can never be the member. And chairman is to be appointed by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. And who can be appointed as chairman? From among Lok Sabha member of the committee. From among Lok Sabha member of the committee. Member of the committee. So nobody who is from Rajya Sabha as the member in this committee can be ever appointed as chairman. Okay. So this is what is the composition of Committee on Public Sector Undertaking. But what role it has to play? If we see the functions, of this committee on public undertakings, then three important functions are there. Okay. So the first important function of this committee is to examine the reports and accounts of those public undertakings okay, which are listed in fourth schedule of rules of procedure and conduct of business of Lok Sabha. Rules of procedure and conduct of business of Lok Sabha. Okay. Now I would just like you all to remember that this is a dynamic schedule as far as the rule book of Lok Sabha is concerned. And what is the title of the rule book of Lok Sabha? Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha. In this fourth schedule, we have listed those public sector undertakings in which Government of India is the lion shareholder. Majority of the share is of Government of India. So any report or account of public undertakings of such public undertakings will be examined by this committee. And let me tell you one thing, even the CAG's report about these undertakings, CAG's report about these public sector undertaking, I hope you are aware that CAG will examine the account of Government of India, audit the account of Government of India. CAG will also examine the account of state governments. But CAG will also examine the accounts of or audit the accounts of central public sector undertakings as well. Now, when they are examining, when the CAG is auditing the account of central public sector undertaking, they are preparing a separate report, and when that report is tabled in the parliament, it is referred to this committee on public undertaking. Okay. So what I just want you all to remember, one very important function of this committee on public undertaking is to examine the report and accounts of those public undertakings which are listed in fourth schedule of rules of procedure and conduct of business of Lok Sabha. And this fourth schedule is what is listing the central public sector undertakings, and it's a dynamic thing. It will change every year depending upon the disinvestment policy of government, depending upon new public undertakings which are started by the government, and that is why you need to remember this is one important function of the Committee on Public Undertaking. And the CAG's report about the central public sector undertakings is also examined by this committee. In addition to this, the second important function of this committee, and this is perhaps for me a very important function, to examine the efficiency to examine the efficiency and autonomy of public undertakings. Okay. See, even though these companies, whether it is ONGC, whether it is Coal India, whether it is, Hindustan Petroleum or other, GAIL, this committee will see that though it is owned by Government of India, but government should not interfere in their day-to-day management, in their business model, in their, working on day-to-day basis, because it will adversely impact their profit making capacity. Because if government will, if government will force, if the government will use its authority as it is owned by Government of India, to adopt such business practices which is not economically viable, then they will start running in loss. And this is why this committee has a very, very important role to play. It keeps a very close watch that government's decisions should not adversely impact the efficiency of these central public sector undertakings, the autonomy of central public sector undertakings. So, very important is to examine the efficiency and autonomy of public undertakings. While appointing key officials in these central public sector undertaking, merit and only merit is the criteria. This is what is, seen by this committee. So, there is autonomy as far as designing, developing business model, earning profit is concerned. So, this is one thing. Then another important thing is to examine other specific subjects, or matters, right, or matters referred to it by House. So, if Lok Sabha will refer say any specific, let us say that government is planning to go for disinvestment. Now, House may, Lok Sabha may feel like that this proposal of government should get examined by this committee, and based on this committee report, there should be a discussion in Lok Sabha, then this also falls within the ambit of function of this committee on public sector undertakings. So, these are the three important functions which are to be performed by this important parliamentary committee, which is popular in the name of Committee on Public Undertakings.